Welcome back, everybody. We're going to turn now to your consumer news. While many Americans feel like they're behind on their retirement savings, there's a new catch-up strategy that could help solve that problem. Joining us with details is our business expert and the author of the best-selling book, Good Money Revolution. We have Derrick Kinney. Derrick, good morning. Glad to have you in.
Thank you,
on
Suzanne.
This
great
Saturday
to see
morning.
you.
Yes, great to see you too. You know, Derrick, for people who are worried, look, I don't have enough money saved for retirement.
Yeah.
Where's a good place to start?
Well, the first thing is to do what's called a financial x-ray. So when you go to the doctor, before they treat you, they typically run an x-ray to see what the problems are. You want to do the same thing with your finances and see how much do I own, what do I owe, most importantly, to give you a sense of where do you stand today. Most people want to get somewhere, but if they don't know where they're starting from, it's hard to know what steps to take. So even if you're way in debt or behind on your savings, at least you know where to start. It's going to help you get where you want to go a lot faster.
So get organized first. Make sure you see where all that is at.
Yes.
You got your book with you. In your book, you talked about the sweet spot solution. It gives people 3 new ways to retire. How does that work?
Well, so many people feel like they're behind on their savings and it's hopeless. They simply can't retire. But what I found is that there's about a 5 to 15 year window called the sweet spot solution. And what that is typically you've got your kids out of the house, if people can visualize that, and you're no longer paying for a car payment or tuition, and now you have discretionary money, that money you never thought you had, and it's a way to catch back up for about 5 to 15 years before retirement, and it gives you 3 choices. First of all, many people watching right now may really hate their jobs. Let's just be honest, and my heart goes out to them. If they quit now, they're going to have a much reduced standard of living, but they still could probably make it, but not the lifestyle they want. So not the best choice. Right. The second is what's called a phased-in retirement, where you may say, I want to retire at 60, but I'm going to keep working part-time, maybe 30 hours a week or 25 hours a week for the next 10 years to gradually ease into it to give me the best of both worlds. Or they may say, I'm just going to wait and fully retire at 70 and live the lifestyle I want. People are living longer, but what they don't want to give up is that interaction, that camaraderie, and problem solving.
Right, right. This is really interesting here. You say it's important for people to envision what they want their retirement to look like. I mean, we all kind of envision that, you know, where do we want to retire? Why is that so important?
Well, it's critical because once you have a picture in your mind of what you want to accomplish, we find, and psychologists back this up, Suzanne, is they let us know that you're far more likely to achieve it. For example, if you can talk with your spouse or your partner about, hey, when we're retired, what does that look like for both of us together? Have that dialogue together, build the dream together. Then when you make sacrifices about, hey, do we go on the vacation or do we save the money? Do we eat out? Do we not eat out? It lets you make better decisions because you're focused on achieving a goal together. And you feel like you can encourage each other when you go through the hard times.
No, that makes sense. Open dialogue, super important to make sure that you can plan for that retirement plan. Okay, your last step is to live on a practice retirement budget. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, so many times as I work with a financial advisor and work with clients, people would say, Derrick, how much do I need in retirement? And there's so many sort of rules of thumb out there. Some people say you need 90% or 60%. What I found is there's one way to guarantee how much money you'll need, and that is to practice living on it before you retire. So while people are working right now, I encourage people to say, I'm going to take the next 6 months and track exactly what I spend and then live on. If you think you need $10,000 a month, for example, or $5,000 a month, live on that and test it. That way, before you retire, you know exactly how much money you really need. It reduces anxiety, reduces nervousness and worry, and lets people really have the retirement they want. And oftentimes, because they've tested it, they can retire earlier than they thought they could.
Some really great tips there. I like how you plan that out. I think that's a really good way to test that out. Derrick, always great having you on the show. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, Suzanne. Great to be with you.